Hello, you are most welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson, we are going to look at expansion. We are looking at expansion. When you are told to expand mathematically, what really are they talking about? They will ask you to say, can you expand? So, when they say expand, what are they talking about? So, this is what we are going to look at today. We should be able to know where are we getting these brackets and how can we remove the brackets. So this is our lesson for today, but as usual, let's try to have some notes on the expansion so that we can understand when they ask us to expand and simplify, what are we supposed to do. So can you copy some notes? That is expansion. So what are we talking about when we say expand? When they tell you to expand, they are just saying, can you remove the brackets? When they say expand, it means the question has the brackets. Then they want you to remove the brackets. If you remove the brackets, it means you have expanded. So let's look at this simple example. This is saying expand. So if you are told to expand this one, it's just a matter of removing the brackets. Now, how do we remove the brackets? You remove the brackets by multiplying the number that is outside the brackets with all the terms that are inside the brackets. Take note of that. We remove the brackets by multiplying the number that is inside the brackets by all the terms that are inside the what? The brackets. Namkwata number kunse ya bracket, you multiply it na yonse ama terms add muri brackets, nish you have expanded. Or you may just have the sign, a positive or a negative. So for you to remove the brackets, if you don't have the number, you only have the sign. Use that same sign, multiply it number terms yonse that you have in the what? In the brackets. Then it means you have expanded. So let's try to look at the examples. How do they ask questions in an exam when they are to bring a question? And this question, they always bring the question under algebra, under this expansion. They always bring at least a question which comes with 2 marks in the exam. Very soon we'll be revising the past papers. I will be able to tell you to say, this is a topic that we looked at, and this is how you are supposed to tackle it if it comes in this way. So stay tuned as we continue looking at the examples. So let's try to look at the examples. Yes, let's look at the examples. We are taught to expand and simplify. So to expand, as I said, we have to remove the brackets. Once you remove the brackets, then you go back to the third lesson that we had, where we are given the like terms and unlike terms. So after expansion, you are going to have the like terms, the mix of like terms and unlike terms, where you are supposed to correct the what? The like terms. So let's quickly look at question A. So we have to expand first. So we are going to remove the brackets. How do we remove the brackets? We are going to multiply these 2 with the y, 2 by 3. So you multiply this and also by that. So take note of that. So this is what we are going to do. So you multiply 2 by y, you get 2y. Then also 2 times the positive 3, you get positive what? Positive 6. Okay. Then you also have a positive. Don't just like a positive. Wait first, you multiply inside the brackets there. We are also going to use positive 3, you multiply it with the positive 2y also and positive 1. So take note of that. So we are going to say positive times positive, you get positive. Positive 2 times 2y, positive 3 times 2y, you get 6y. Then positive 3 times positive 1, that will give you what? If you check the multiplication, the previous lesson that we had, you get positive. Positive times positive, positive. 3 times 1 is 3. Then we have reached at this stage where you have a mix of like terms and unlike terms. So in this case, we have to correct the like terms. What did I say? When you are correcting the like terms, make sure that you drop the first term that you have. It will be very easy for you. So you drop it, then you have positive 6y, then positive what? 6, positive what? 3. So these are like terms and these are like terms. So 2y plus 6y, you get 80y. Then here, don't just look at the positive, see what you have. You have same what? Same signs. So when you have same signs, you are supposed to add and maintain the same sign, which is positive what? Positive 9. These are unlike terms which cannot be added or subtracted. So we are going to end there. So that is question A. Yeah, so let's hope you are following. If you have challenges, feel free to comment in the comment section. Give us a feedback so that we are able to, if I'm too fast, let me know so that the next session that we are going to have, I reduce my speed. Thank you. So let's look at question B. Question B. So you will still multiply this 3a, which is a positive 3a times a, positive 3a times negative 2. So how do we do that? So this is positive, this is also positive. A is positive, we can't see a sign there, it means it's positive. So 3a times a, you get a squared. So we're going to have 3a squared. A times a, remember what we looked at on multiplication. If you didn't watch the previous lesson that we had, please make sure that you watch them. Don't just come to this lesson unless if you understand everything that we have shared. Yes, so now let's look at 3a times negative what? 2. So this is positive, that is negative. Positive times negative, you get a what? A negative. 3a times what? 2. So it's 3 times 2, you get 6 what? 6a. Then we are just multiplying this 3a with what is inside the brackets. Don't involve this, so you should just drop what you have outside there. Just drop positive 5a, positive what? 7. Then when you reach here, you have to correct the like terms. But if you see this, the like terms, they are here. You already have like terms close to each other, because correcting the like terms is make sure that the like terms are closer to each other. 3a squared, we don't have anything here with the a squared. 7, we don't have a number, just the whole number without a letter. So these, they are just independent, they are just on their own. So the like terms, they are already close to each other. So we can drop the 3a squared, then you work out this. Don't just look at the positive. I've been emphasizing on this. Yes, so what do you have here? You also combine these two signs. Look at the signs. Don't just look at this positive. Look at the sign. Then you ask yourself to say, am I having same sign or different signs? So our first lesson is saying different signs. As we have negative and positive, different sign you are supposed to subtract. And you maintain the sign of the what? The bigger number, which happened to be 6 in this case. So you say negative. Then 6 minus 5, you get 1. 1 what? 1a. But remember we said 1 is supposed to be visible. So it will just be negative a, then positive what? 7. So what you have here, all these are unlike terms. You can't add this. So you're just going to end there. And this is our answer. Yes, so these are lessons. Make sure that you follow them. Let's look at question C. Yes, let's look at question C now. We are told to expand, but as I said, when you are told to expand, you can either use the number or the sign to remove the brackets. It will just depend on what is close to the brackets. Is it the number or the sign? So if you look at in this case, we have negative close to what? To the brackets. So which means we are going to use the negative sign to open up the brackets. You multiply this negative by the signs that these numbers are having. So, or the letters, or let me just say the terms. So in this case, you drop the what? You drop the 4. Then you use negative times it. What sign is this k having? A positive. So a negative times a positive, you get a negative what? K. Then a negative times a negative 3. So it will be a positive what? Positive 3. Then you drop what you have outside the brackets, which is positive 6 what? 6k. Then when you reach here, it's just a matter of now arranging or correcting the like terms. You drop the number that you have here. Then do you have a like term there? Yes, we also have a number which is positive. You have positive 3. So having positive 3, you also drop negative k, then positive what? 6k. This is very simple. That's a grade 2 work which you can quickly answer, which is this plus that, you get 7. So here again, I'm still emphasizing on not lashing to this sign which is there. Look at the sign that you have. You have different signs, so you are going to subtract the numbers. You say 6 minus 1, which is in front of k. So you are going to get 5. So that 5 will be positive because the bigger number is having a positive. So it's positive 5 what? 5k. So that will be your answer, because you can't add this to get 12k. These are unlike what? Unlike terms. So let's quickly look at question D. So what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to do the same. You know, mathematics is very simple. It's just a matter of understanding the concept. Make sure that you just get the concept. So this is the reason why we decided to give you the lessons before we start answering the past papers. Very important to understand, to get the concept. Mathematics is one of the simplest subjects. As long as you are able to get the concept. So like the concept here is opening the brackets, you have to multiply what you have outside the brackets with all the terms that you have inside the brackets. Then you'll be able to open the brackets, and make sure that you follow the signs. If you're multiplying negative times negative, you get positive. Negative times positive, you get the what? You get the negative. So follow such concepts. You'll be able to understand all the topics that will be bringing to you. So let's continue and look at question D. So you are going to use now positive what? Positive 5. You multiply it. Don't just multiply. The mistake that you can make, you know, I've been teaching, like in my case, I've been teaching since 2014. So I know the most mistakes that you students make. So the mistake that you can make here is you multiply 5 times x, you get 5x, then you drop the 2. That is totally wrong. You have to multiply this 5 by x and also 5 times 2. Don't just multiply this 5 by what you have here. Multiply it with all what you have inside the brackets. So in this case, you say 5 times x, you get 5x. Again, positive 5 times negative 2, you get negative 10. Yes, so now let's look at the other part. we are done with this part. And again, don't multiply this 5 and the 3. No, just end where the bracket has ended. Then this part is also another part. You multiply it as well. So we have -3, which we are going to use to open up the brackets. So we'll say -3 times +2. A negative times a positive, it's a negative. 3 times 2, it's what? It's a 6. Then you also have a negative times that negative. So 3 times 3, you get 9. So negative times negative, positive. 3 times 3, you get 9 what? 9x. So we have done with our expansion. Then we just have to now simplify. How can we simplify? We have the mix of like terms and unlike terms. But here we are, the like terms, they have already collected themselves. We just need to arrange these like terms as well. So we're going to drop the 5x, positive 9x. Then these, they are already right terms, so you just write them there. So 5 plus 9, we are going to write 14x. Then here again, still emphasizing. The reason why I'm emphasizing on this point is very important. I've seen a lot of students making that mistake. I don't want you to be a victim. Try to understand what I'm explaining. We are saying don't just rush to say 10 minus 6, you get a 4. Then you write -4 or +4. No. Look at the signs. Here, look at the sign that you have. You have same signs. So when you have same signs, the first lesson is saying, same sign, you are supposed to add the numbers. Then when you add, you maintain the sign. So you add these two. Then you maintain the negative. Then you get 16. Because 10 plus 6, you get 16. And these are unlike terms. We don't have the x there, so we can't subtract these. So we are just going to end there. Let's hope you have enjoyed the lesson. So if you have enjoyed the lesson, please make sure that you click on the subscription button so that you keep on receiving this lesson that we'll be giving you. Next time we are going to look at the equations. We are going to introduce the equals. How are we supposed to treat an expression with the equal sign? So this is the next lesson. Watch out for the next lesson. Thank you very much. This is your hon, Mr. Kolopa. See you next time. Thank you.